It's early in the morning. I was literally about to go to the gym. Yes, I go to the gym wearing jewelry. You still got to be cute at the gym, child. But no, here's my pre workout. I was on my way to go to the gym. And then my good friend, Dave Quinn, released the exclusive story about what went down in Morocco on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 4 between Brandi Glanville and Caroline Manzo. Now, this the tea. Y'all know I know everything. I I can't tell y'all everything I know. Child, I can't tell y'all everything. So this weekend, there's a very small group of people where we have these private conversations. And unlike other folks, I don't feel the need to give y'all all the exclusives. Because if I would do that, child, people would talk to me. So I know everything. So this weekend, I was hearing what was going down in Morocco. And it's funny because I was reading on the Twitter all of these assumptions people had, like, oh, there was a big physical altercation between Caroline and Brandi. Oh my gosh. Brandi brought up Dina Manzo and Teresa, and that's what set them off. And the whole time I'm reading this, I'm like, y'all don't even know. That ain't even the tea. So look, I am a journalist. Hey, Portia. Yes. I'm a journalist. Call me Carlos Walters. Rest in peace, Barbara. So I like to cite sources who are credible. Because, child, like I said to y'all in my video yesterday, just because someone slides in your DMs to give y'all tea anonymously, y'all run with that narrative for likes and clicks. We don't do that at Reality with the King. So once again, if you hear it out of my mouth, then you know that it's the real deal. So my good friend Dave Quinn, who by the way I did not speak to this weekend, so don't think it's no. Me and Dave did not talk this weekend, child. But anytime Dave reports something, it's the truth because Dave Quinn from People Magazine is a credible source. He's a journalist. Okay. So let's get right into it. Child. Ooh. So they're taping Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 4. So the cast consists of Eva, Phaedra, Vicky Gulveson, Gretchen, Alex McCord, Brandi Glanville, Caroline Manzo, Alex, I think I say Alex McCord if I didn't, Alex McCord, and Camille Grammer. Okay, that's the cast. Great cast, right? I can't wait to see Alex McCord. I love some Alex. Okay. Okay. So over the weekend, those trips, they film for like 7 days around that number because you're shooting 24 hours. So you don't need more than 7 days for a couple of episodes on Peacock, right? So allegedly, because child, let's just err on the side of safety. So allegedly over the weekend, Dave Quinn is reporting that according to sources, what happened between Brandi and Caroline is, look, Brandi's a good time. Brandi is very flirty. Brandi has admitted to being bisexual. Brandi likes men, women, a lot of things. Okay. Brandi is sexually free. She's a Scorpio. And Chop, you ever had a Scorpio? Anyways, so Brandi's a Scorpio, and we've seen Brandi. Brandi's a good time. She likes to, be flirty and kind of go the extra mile. Sometimes the extra mile could be the high mile club. Sometimes the extra mile can be the train. Yes. Come on, entanglements. Brandi likes to have a good time. We all know that. We've seen that. But we also seen women like Lisa Vanderpump. They have this line that you just don't cross, because Lisa Vanderpump is a very studious, classy, sophisticated woman, right? So remember when Brandi slapped Lisa Vanderpump, and child, after she slapped her, she wasn't on the show no more. Because allegedly all the girls said, "Look, she goes too far. She does the most. Physical space is being violated." And child, you didn't see Brandi as a housewife since. Just saying. Okay. Brandi supposedly, allegedly, was trying to kiss Carol. I can't even say without laughing. Brandi Glanville, allegedly, was trying to make out with Caroline. Okay? According to People magazine, Brandi was trying to make out with Caroline multiple times, kept making these advances at Caroline. Sweet Carolina, yes. And Caroline wasn't having any of it. Now, look, I know Caroline Manzo personally. I worked on the Real Housewives of New Jersey seasons 1 and 2. I know Caroline Manzo very, very, very well. I love Caroline. The thing with Caroline is she's good TV. And Caroline gets good television. Like, I enjoy working with Caroline because she gets it. She's not, and I want to say this about her, which I don't think a lot of people know this, so I'll say it because I know her. Caroline likes to make good TV. She's all about, like, Carlos, I get it. You want me to talk to Danielle? I'll have the 101. Like, I know what that would mean. You want to shoot me driving in my Range Rover, cut to Danielle driving in her Range Rover, and then we meet up, have spaghetti, call each other clowns, and keep it moving. I get it. I get it. I know that's what you want. It'll be good TV. I'll do it. Caroline is a fantastic, fantastic housewife. She never gave me any problems. She was always open about, what Albie was going through with his education. Lauren and Chris, who are like family to me. I love the Manzos. I love all of them. They're good. They're a good time. And Caroline gets good TV. However.com, Caroline is also very conservative. Think about it. Remember on Jersey season 2 when we brought up Kim G, okay, and Kim D? And remember how Kim G was just like the original Golden Girl? Because the G in Kim G stands for Golden Girl. Like, Kim G gave you, honey, I'm so rich. I am going to live my life. I'm going to wear a mini skirt. I am going to flirt with the waiter or waitress, whatever floats your boat. Like, Kim G was all about that. Caroline wasn't about that life. Caroline was said, Carlos, I get good TV. I ain't doing all that. So I know Caroline personally to be very conservative. There's a limit with Caroline, just like there's a limit with Lisa Vanderpump. It's just lines you don't cross. Like, they're very conservative women. So what happened was Brandi tried to make out with Caroline, allegedly, multiple times. And Caroline felt that, allegedly, her space is being violated. Okay? And she felt that this was a situation, allegedly. Listen, I didn't talk to Caroline and I don't know Brandi. But according to sources, Caroline felt that this woman violated my personal space. If you want to get down and eat boxes, call yourself a postal worker, UPS, because you like a box, cool. That's on you, sis. To each its own. That ain't me. And Caroline felt uncomfortable, allegedly, and allegedly, child, call this episode allegedly. Caroline allegedly felt uncomfortable to the point where she felt she was a victim of her space being violated. Okay. And so much so, she told the producers, like, I'm good. I'm good. And she allegedly made a complaint to the producers. According to People magazine, the producers spoke to the higher ups. So what that means, guys, the higher ups can mean anybody from the owners of the production company, which produces the show, or it could also mean the network executives, right? So that's what higher ups mean in terms of like television, reality TV. It could mean the production company executives and or the network executives. And because of the sensitive nature of Caroline's complaint, they all made the decision to send Brandi home. Okay. And then Caroline went home the next day by her own accord, not Alex McCord accord. Yes, Alex McCord, can't wait to see you, sis. Caroline went home because she wanted to. Okay. Now, there's a story there. I'm not going to talk about that. But one of the things that was reported was whose side the girls were on, right? So what we do know is Brandi is very close with Phaedra. Phaedra is an attorney. I wonder if they had a conversation, meaning the girls, if they had a conversation about that from a legal standpoint, and Phaedra had the opportunity to, like, you know, give Brandi some advice. Because Brandi and Phaedra are close. They allegedly were walking around pitching a dating show about them. That's what I heard. It didn't reach my office at Kingdom Ray Entertainment. Thank God it didn't. But they're very close. Okay. Which is why I'm happy that Phaedra is allegedly going to be on Married to Medicine, because I want to see Phaedra on Married to Medicine. Okay. Anywho, the legalities of this situation is real, and allegedly an investigation is being launched to really get down to the See, this pre-workout baby working. Get down to the nitty-gritty of exactly what happened. This is unfortunate, and hear me out. We all like Brandi Glanville. She's a great reality star. Brandi Glanville is one of those people to where you don't cast Brandi Glanville to have a conversation about the price of tea in China. You don't cast Brandi Glanville to have personal story. You cast Brandi Glanville because she admit this. Brandi is wild. I mean, she revealed that her and Denise Richards allegedly had sex. Brandi likes to take things far, right? Like I said earlier, we saw her slap Lisa Vanderpump. We saw Brandi throw a drink at Eileen Davidson, the iconic soap opera legend, Eileen Davidson. Brandi gets good TV, and I like Brandi. I really do. I think she's great television. But we like Brandi because she's a wild card. But that's the other reason why a lot of the Beverly Hills Housewives felt uncomfortable with having her around, because they also understood we get good TV, but they all felt that Brandi goes too far. Okay. And that's why you haven't seen Brandi as a full-time cast member on Beverly Hills, because those ladies feel like She goes too far. And at the end of the day, if y'all can't handle Lisa Rinna, this cast can't handle Brandi Glanville. And that's why you, in my opinion, that's why you won't see Brandi Glanville back on Beverly Hills Housewives as a full-time cast member. And I think based on what happened in Morocco, my opinion, I think it cements Brandi ever coming back on Beverly Hills Housewives as a full-time housewife. Because of this situation that allegedly happened, okay? But it does beg the question, when is too far going too far, right? And look, to each its own. If I was around Brandi and she wanted to make out with me, I would be cool with it. But that's me. And I think a lot of other people would be fine with it because we all know it's Brandi, right? When you saw her on Ultimate Girls Trip season 2, which by the way was a fantastic season, you saw her push the envelope with Dorinda, even with Tamra at times. And I think those type of women are like, it's Brandi, it's fine. Caroline is a very different breed. Caroline just ain't about that. And I know that personally, which is why I brought up the Kim G example, because there were limitations to what Caroline wanted to do with Kim G. And Kim G's son and Albie are best friends. Caroline sees Kim G's son as her son. But Kim G was more wild, and Caroline just wasn't into that. And she will always tell me, like, what are the girls doing? I'm like, girl, they're about to go to a club. You want to go? No, Carlos, I'm going to stay home and watch Law and Order. Who? Caroline is not about that life. And although we don't know the details, I'm curious to know if Caroline told Brandi, like, no. Like, no. Because we know that Caroline speaks her mind. We know that Caroline is very upfront about how she feels. So if Caroline told Brandi, like, hey, I don't want to do that, and Brandi kept doing it, although Caroline said, respect my personal space, then I can see why the responsibility of the production company, which I own one too, I can see why they would send Brandi home. Because at some point, if the woman tells you no, no is no, right? I think that's what we're learning, right? Like, no means no. So if Caroline said no and Brandi kept doing it, then the responsibility is to protect the safety of a housewife. And I know what you're about to say, but Carl, this is Housewives, and yes, but not everybody wants to get their box ate. Like not everybody wants to make out with another woman. You gotta respect that. Just like Nene Leakes said, just because I was a stripper doesn't mean I want a dildo up my boom boom today. I don't want a dildo. Nene was very clear on that. I used to be a stripper and I liked it. That's what Nene said. But it doesn't mean I want a dildo up my today. Right? Nene Leakes does not want a dildo. So if Caroline told Brandi, in the words of Danielle, stop, enough. That's enough. Yes, Danielle. Then Brandi should have just said, cool. And supposedly there was a conversation amongst allegedly, there was a conversation amongst the girls about consent and what is consent. And I wonder if the other cast members supported Caroline in this or they supported Brandi. Because again, Phaedra, Eva, and Vicky worked with Brandi before. And like I said, Phaedra and Brandi are very close. So I'm curious if that was a situation to where they told Brandi, again, I don't know all the story, but if they told Brandi, like, sis, this was wrong, then it was wrong. According to People magazine, they did say Brandi apologized. And look, I think in Brandi's quest to make good TV, I don't think listen, if all this did happen, I will go on record saying, and I think all of you will agree because we all watch Brandi, Brandi doesn't mean any harm. And I think it's a matter of the intention. I think Brandi just wanted to make fun and have good TV and make good TV. But allegedly, it was at Caroline's expense. So a lot of people feel like Caroline went too far by feeling like she wasn't comfortable. This is Housewives. We want the craziness. We want the ratchetness. We want all of that, right? I know a lot of people have said that based on what has been transpiring over the past few days in terms of the story. And then a lot of people said that, Caroline, if you were that uncomfortable, we don't want you back on New Jersey Housewives. Like, this is what the audience, this is what we want for Housewives, Caroline. And again, I'm not going to step into that because that's not my thing. But I will say, and I felt the need to say this, again, I don't know Brandi, but I love Brandi because she's great television and Brandi's a good time. But I do know Caroline personally, and I just wanted you guys to know that Caroline is very conservative, and she doesn't play those games. She doesn't. There's definitely a limit to what you can do with Caroline, which is why I am curious if Caroline spoke up and said, like, no, leave me alone. And if she did that, then I think that's when Brandi should have just said, okay, you ain't Dorinda. Let me leave you alone. Okay? So this allegedly happened the day before their last day on the trip. So we will get a chance to see this play out. Now, look, this is Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Trip Season 4. The gag is, and this is no shade, we have heard nothing about Season 3, Ultimate Girls Trip. Was it Thailand? Yeah, the Thailand trip with Giselle, Candace, Portia, Alexia, Marisol, Heather, and Whitney. I think that's the whole cast. We haven't heard nothing about that. And we're getting all this tea about Season 4. So the girls are saying scrap Season 3, make Season 4 come up sooner because we need to see this. But Candace was on my podcast, shameless plug, and she said that Ultimate Girls Trip was everything. And we get to see Candace and Portia have an argument. So I still want to see Season 3, but Season 4, baby, is the talk of the town. Okay, so I want to hear from you, Raindrops. All right? Whose side are you on? Are you on the side of Brandi or are you on the side of Caroline? Do y'all think Brandi went too far? Or do y'all think Brandi knows good TV and she was just trying to make good television, but maybe she went too far in her quest to make good TV? Or do y'all think Caroline is overreacting? Or do you think Caroline is right that, again, if I say no, no means no? Okay? So let me know in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification button so you won't miss an episode. Bye.